All right, here we are, guys. Back for hole number 4. And, with this tailwind, this is going to be a very favorable hole for all club types. So, really shouldn't matter too much what you're dealing with in terms of, the clubs that you have. You should be relatively good to go and get this down here. I don't even have, in terms of what ball I'm using just a Kingmaker, and I'm just going to go with this Kingmaker here. Not going to really force the issue too much. But what you do want to do is make sure that you get down past the trees here. So what I'll usually do, especially with a tailwind downhill. So let's go back to my POC 4. I'm going to probably use about a plus 10% adjustment in tailwind situations. Especially when you shoot, I'm definitely shooting down the hill a little bit. So 11.9, that's going to be about 8 rings. So what I'll usually always do is always rotate and use right spin here. You can see everything kind of feeds towards the left. But, I'm going to kind of visualize, 8 rings down as kind of my intended target. So you can visualize 8 rings kind of being right in the center of the fairway. Aside from that, you can see that I'm just going to, maybe just use a slight amount of curl. And there you can see a great ball shouldn't end up costing me, especially if you are conscious with the way that you, don't over curl or anything. Just kind of get it down here to a nice, reasonable distance. And you can see way, way more than I need. So in terms of what you need to play this setup, it's very, very low level. Thor 2. we could basically get through this setup with Thor 2, especially if we had the balls to do it, like the Berserkers and, all the good stuff. There's no reason that any club possible can play this master setup. I could probably get through this setup with just using QBs and rocks. Like I'm looking at these holes, and there's really not a lot of snag with these clubs being able to pull these shots off. So let's take a look here. So one of the things that I want to recommend is that you use maybe a minus 10% adjustment. I usually play in this situation, it's going to be pretty close to max. So you will see me go almost max ring adjustment, but also keep in mind that I'm probably going to end up down the hill here. So anytime that I go down the hill with my adjustment, I need to be careful about how many rings to actually go. So I might just cheat just a little bit less. You're only going to see me go 11 rings instead of the 11.4. And let's just see, because anytime you move to lower ground like that, the wind isn't going to, really go quite as much. Man, I came up short again. So, so just a little bit short. I do want to stress that you probably don't want to use full backspin there. So you can see that, I made a minor tweak with the way that I rotated the screen. So you can see the pull, pay close attention to the angle that I was pulling at there, because there was, kind of a tell in the way that I was doing that with the, the angle. It was just a little bit offset, more towards the hole. I wanted to make sure that my, the pull, especially once I go down to that lower target, that the ball's actually landing as far as it's actually showing, because anytime you go to lower ground, it kind of lowers your trajectory. You end up landing shorter. So that's kind of what you see going on with my shot. And what I'm trying to do to overcorrect it is just kind of tweak that needle just a little bit more. So just something to be thinking about, because that's the wind that you guys are going to have all week. So it's going to constantly keep doing that. So good luck with that hole, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.